Beyond Sustenance, Automobiles, Trains, and Planes, Part 2. And this is the part where we get to Denver. But before we start this up, I just wanted to cover three things real quick. First is Dave has what he calls Class A and Class B fun. Now, Class A fun is the fun that everybody knows that's just fun in the moment. Class B fun is usually when things go wrong, and it's not fun in the moment, but in retrospect, we laugh about it, and we certainly have some of that. Clifford the Big Red van, in particular, provides the most Class B fun. The second part that I want to talk about is grief, sadness, and depression. Grief is a process, and you all probably know the 5 or 7 steps, and I will say that you don't always go through them in the same order, and typically as you accept things on a deeper level, you go through them more than once. Sadness, we all know what sadness is, and sadness isn't bad. I have had friends who heard that I cried on the way to work, and they just want to, oh, I'm so sorry. And it's like, don't be sorry. It's a release. It's something you do. And after you've dealt with the oppressive weight of depression, which is a completely different thing, where often you can't release it. It doesn't let go, and it's 24/7, feels like you're being crushed. Sadness is a relief. So I say that because there is some of that here, not that the whole thing is that. And the third thing is I want to mention that this, when I talk about what I was going through, this is my journey, and it is not an indictment on my wife. It is not an accusation. It is not saying one of us is good or bad or at fault or anything like that. A lot of stuff happened, and a lot of marriages and relationships fall apart not over big things, but over small things where you fall into a cycle of hurt and defenses and reactions and interpreting things through the filter of a hurt. And so please understand, this is just about me coping, accepting, dealing, getting my feet under me, and just processing. So that being said, let's get on with our trip into and around Denver. So we made it to Colorado, and eastern Colorado is much like Kansas, rolling hills, open countryside, lots of cattle, but without all of the oil wells and the wind turbines and the solar farms. Stopped off at the visitor center coming in, and again, just other than that, pretty boring until you're about 70 or 80 miles east of Denver, and you start seeing the Rocky Mountains. They come, you see them far away, and they approach very, very slowly. But this was our final day together. So we get to Denver looking for a place for Luna to stop, and I asked Dave how long he's planning on stopping there, and he said, whatever you need, no plans. And this was the most emotional day. Yeah, look at that. You can see the mountains in the distance. The most emotional day that I had so far. Luna went and ran with me, chased a couple of bikes, but I put on some music that really triggered some things, and cried it out as I walked briskly. And on my way back, I pretty much released all the emotions, and this really was a turning point for me. So, on a shallow level, you can feel sad for me that I cried, but really, this was not depression. This was part of the grieving process, and it was definitely, big picture, a positive moment for me. And after I dropped Luna off at the van, I I walked another mile or so, and we got on with our adventure. So from there, being in Colorado, the birthplace of legalized marijuana, Dave and I had to get a selfie in front of a dispensary. Rode around the city as he went to meet someone to replace his laptop. Got some Starbucks coffee. Saw some really cool stuff. I love Denver. Denver has been one of my favorite cities. And then we decided to head out to Red Rocks, where we had some Class B fun. Red Rock is a great little tourist village there. Some cool geography, geology, but also the turbo on the turbo diesel was not working at low RPMs. We were unable to start uphill, had to have them open up a downhill road that was generally closed for a concert they were having. Um, I've got some pictures I will not share of the scantily clad females here, but all in fun, and of course I got the obligatory selfie as he worked on things. Yeah, that there. And he called his group of Dodge Sprinter people trying to get some help. And I took Luna to the beach. And this is the one time Luna had to be on a leash because there were so many people in such a small area. I did let her dive into the water after we took a couple of selfies together. These are some of my favorite pictures. Oh, she's such a sweet puppy. But here she goes in the water, having a blast. I wish I'd gotten the video of her running and splashing as she drank it. This is kind of, I'm having Class A fun while Dave's having Class B fun in the parking lot. So it's all good. We went out to through the suburbs, the tree-lined, beautiful streets of Denver to have some Ethiopian food. And if you want some specifics on this, please go to my Beyond Sustenance Facebook page, and I've got a little more details on the beer. Well, not so much the beer, but the food. I cleaned my plate. It was delicious food. Some spicy, some not. But you take the bread and you scoop everything up. And of course, I had to have the tea. So a wonderful night altogether. And then after dinner, another dive motel where Dave came in and showered and slept in the van. Cool wall art. This is not cookie cutter stuff here. There were very cool people there. And then found another place near a museum where we could go walk, let Luna do her business before taking some last final selfies. I love these pictures again. And then going back downtown where Dave dropped me off at the Amtrak station, and looking forward to doing this next video. But this is the end of the part that I had with my adopted family. And so I know again that's a pretty short, uneventful video in terms of actual events happening. Pretty significant emotionally, and also climatologically. So Denver, Dave commented, he's like, it's like 93 degrees here and it doesn't feel like it. The lack of humidity was just a beautiful thing. The dive motel was next to a Mexican restaurant, and as I went for my evening walk, um, there were no people speaking English, or very few, but they were all very friendly. I just love meeting new people, and especially uh, different people. Dave had to drive Luna uh, to the gas station down the street to find a place with some actual grass for her to do her business, because uh, the few spots that weren't paved where we were gravel. This is high desert stuff getting into the mountains. So that was something different. But I really I really appreciated the wall art. I know it's kind of cheesy and cliche, but so many places are just the corporate. Here's the pictures you put in a hotel room, and that's it. And this was not that. Um, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Denver may be my favorite city that I've been to so far. I will say Reno ranks pretty high. Boston's pretty cool. But yeah, I first went to Denver in '05, and I love that and the region around it. Um, anyway, I'm looking forward to the next video. Again, not super exciting, but a bucket list thing that I've never ridden a train long distance before. The furthest I've done is Richmond to Newport News, and I actually spent the night on the train, and I've got some perspectives on that, and that will be probably nothing but a nonstop slideshow with me talking about it. Hopefully, one single cut, and I hope to get that out in a couple of days. Um, but anyway, thanks for joining me on this cross country journey, and also a journey of healing and new beginnings. I love you all, and hope you're doing well.